a massive change in relations between the United States and Cuba.
With relations between the U.S. and Cuba on the mend, it's a great time to learn more about the nearby island nation. Number 10. Russian cars rule the roads. The most popular one is the Lada, a vehicle made during the Soviet era and driven to this day. They're used as cabs, police vehicles, ambulances, and for personal transportation. Number 9. It's largely an advertising-free zone. No billboards, no commercials, nobody shoving pamphlets at passers-by. Much of that is a result of most goods being government-controlled and a lack of funds to purchase those that aren't. Number 8. Sex change operations are $0. That's right, free. They've been legally permitted since 2007 and are among the medical procedures included in the nation's universal healthcare system. Number 7. Guantanamo Bay is a rental. The U.S. pays Cuba about $4,000 a month for the use of the detention facility. Cuba stopped accepting the payments in 1959, but America isn't technically squatting, as breaking the lease requires the consent of both parties. Number 6. Cuba has one of the world's highest literacy rates. It's at a very impressive 99.8%. Number 5. There's no Coca-Cola there. Due to trade embargoes, none of the nearly 2 billion servings of the drink sold daily are legally dispensed in Cuba. North Korea is the only other country on the planet where the product isn't available. Number 4. Cuba's got a lot of doctors, and they share them. Thanks to its highly regarded and financially accessible medical schooling, the small nation has a large number of qualified health professionals.
Havana's a Latin American medical school. It's the largest medical school in the world, graduating 23,000 young doctors since its first class of 2005.
In recent times, 165 of them were dispatched to aid in tackling the Ebola crisis.
This medical institute in Havana is the island's Ebola boot camp, providing a grueling 2-week training course before workers head to the front lines of the epidemic in Africa.
Number 3. The right to hitchhike is protected by law. In fact, it's encouraged. Given the low vehicle-to-population ratio, drivers with certain license plates are required to stop and pick up people needing rides. Number 2. John Lennon is big in Cuba. Fidel Castro was a fan, so not only did he name a park after the late musician, he commissioned a statue of him. The former leader's fondness came to him later in life, though, as Beatles music was banned in Cuba throughout the 60s and 70s. The park in the Bronx didn't show up until 2000. Number 1. Cuba is brimming with baseball talent. The Cuban team won the first 2 Olympic medals offered for the sport, and many celebrated players for U.S. ball clubs hail from there. What do you find most fascinating about Cuba?